In the heart of the vineyard forest, nestled between ancient hills and the singing river Tanos, lay the forgotten village of Podmofti. The land, once rich with golden fields and clear skies, had been cursed for generations. Crops withered, animals disappeared, and children rarely laughed. The villagers whispered of a sacred snake that once protected their land, a guardian of harmony. But decades ago, someone had broken the pact. No one knew the full tale anymore. Time had eroded truth into superstition. All that remained was fear, and the statue of a coiled serpent at the village edge, eyes made of emeralds, mouth slightly open as if ready to speak. Children were forbidden to go near it. Except for one. Her name was Kovia, a 12-year-old girl with eyes that held starlight and a heart as fierce as monsoon rain. She was the daughter of a weaver and had inherited her mother's skillful hands but none of her submissive patience. Kovia questioned everything: the darkness, the drought, the silence. And most of all, she questioned the fear. Why do we worship what we fear? She once asked the village priest. He only scowled. Because we must. That is our punishment. But Kovia wasn't satisfied with borrowed beliefs. She longed to break the curse, not through prayer or penance, but by understanding it. And so, one twilight, she defied every warning and approached the statue. She laid a hand on its stone body. It was warm, and then she heard a whisper, "You have come at last." Kovia stumbled back. The voice was not loud, not human, but clear as birdsong in her mind. The statue shimmered. Emerald eyes blinked once. "I have waited many years," said the sacred snake. "You are the child of fire and wisdom." Kovia's voice trembled. "Are you the real guardian?" "I am Nogdefta. Long ago, I protected this land." The village lived in peace, honoring the balance of nature. But greed entered the hearts of men. One among them stole my emerald tears, the source of harmony, and shattered the pact. Kovia listened, eyes wide. "They turned against me," Nogdefta continued, "building temples but breaking trust. And so I withdrew. I let them suffer the cost of broken harmony." "Then why speak to me?" she asked. "Because you are unafraid." That night changed everything. Nogdefta told her of the 3 emerald tears, jewels that once lay in his crown. When kept together at the statue, they maintained the forest balance, fertility, peace, and protection. But one was stolen, one lost, and one hidden. Kovia agreed to find them. "The path is not easy," the snake warned. "Each tear is guided by a trial, not of strength, but of spirit." She accepted anyway. The very next morning, she left with a cloth bag, a carved serpent amulet Nogdefta gave her, and her mother's silent blessing. The villagers mocked her. "Foolish child," they said. "Trying to undo fate." But Kovia only smiled. Fate is a story we choose to finish. Her first destination was the ruined fort of Rajgiri, where the stolen emerald was rumored to be. Bandits had made it their den. By day, they raided, and by night, they worshipped stolen idols. Kovia snuck in at dusk, hiding in shadows. The emerald lay embedded in a golden idol, glowing softly, whispering to her like a heartbeat, but when she reached for it, a voice called out. The bandit chief had seen her. He laughed. "A child. You want the stone. It doesn't belong to you," she said bravely. "You want to trade your life for it." "No," she replied, standing taller. "I'll offer something better. I'll tell you your fortune." He blinked. "What?" Kovia used what she'd learned from her grandmother, the art of reading faces and signs. She spoke of the chief's hidden pain, the brother he'd betrayed, the sleepless nights he endured. As if under a spell, he dropped his sword. "How do you know this?" "Because I see beyond gold." Something in him broke. Perhaps a long-buried goodness stirred. He handed her the emerald. "Go. And take the curse with you." The second tear lay in the cave of shadows, a place where no one who entered had returned. Nogdefta warned her, "This is the trial of fear. It will show you illusions, your darkest thoughts made real. Kovia entered with a torch. The darkness swallowed sound. Then, voices began, you are nothing. You will fail. You are alone. She saw visions, her parents dying, the village in flames, Nogdefta turning to stone. Tears streamed down her face, but she kept walking, clutching the amulet. At the center, the emerald floated in air, pulsating. As she approached, the shadow screamed, taking the form of her own self, twisted and broken. You cannot save them, the shadow Kovia hissed. You are just a girl. She stared it down. Yes. But even a girl can bring light. With that, she stepped into the illusion, and it shattered like glass. The second emerald was hers. The final tear was not hidden in danger, but in plain sight, within a rival village called Suryanagar, which had long refused to help Padmavati during droughts. The emerald was their sacred relic, believed to bring them rain. Nogdefta whispered, to take it would save your village, but doom theirs. What will you do? Kovia arrived during their festival and saw the villagers dancing, children laughing, the life Padmavati had lost. That night, she was caught trying to see the emerald. They brought her before their chief. I ask for your emerald, she said boldly, to heal my cursed land. The chief frowned. Would you steal our lifeline to save your own? No, she said softly. I offer this. She gave them the amulet, Nogdefta's mark. This will protect you in place of the emerald. Trust me. He paused. You offer what you cannot promise. I offer what I believe. Moved by her courage, and perhaps divine instinct, he agreed. The third tear was hers. Kovia returned to Padmavati in silence. No drums welcomed her. The statue awaited, cold and ancient. She placed the 3 tears at Nogdefta's feet. The earth rumbled, the sky cracked open with rain, the river swelled. Trees bloomed. Fields turned green. The curse broke. Nogdefta emerged, not as a statue, but a majestic serpent of emerald and gold, as full of peace. You have restored balance, child, he said. Not through strength, but spirit. The villagers fell to their knees. Kovia stood tall. Will you stay and guide them? Nogdefta asked. She nodded. Kovia became the youngest priestess in the history of the Vindhya lands. But she preached not fear, only harmony. She taught that worship meant living in balance, with the land, with each other, and with oneself. Her story became legend, and the sacred snake watched over them once more, not as a god to be feared, but as a friend remembered.